Welcome to Office Hours. Whether you're new to the acupuncture profession or have been at it for decades, this is the place where we discuss all things Chinese medicine and more. Join Toby Daly, a seasoned acupuncturist of the Som tradition, and Angelique Britt, a nurse turned acupuncturist who is brand new to the field, as they explore topics in and around the world of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. There's something for everyone here. Drop in anytime.
Hey, Angelique. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy
Um,
St. Patrick's Day to you.
that's right. It's my middle name, so this is especially relevant for me today. My true name is Toby Patrick. It used to be O'Daly 3 generations ago. So pure Irish.
Here.
You might have noticed from the complexion, just pure Irish. Okay, I want to get started with a new feature on Office Hours.
Okay.
We have a new feature called our digital bulletin board.
Oh.
And on our digital bulletin board right now, we have friend of the show, Casey Lingo. Her office space is going to be available in Chicago. 5 treatment rooms, I believe. If you're watching this, pictures of it will appear up here and everything like this. I visited this when I was teaching in Chicago. I visited her
Mm-hmm.
office. It's amazing, right? So it's kind of by the Bean. It's couple blocks from the lake, and it's an old school Chicago building, right? You got to go up to like 50th floor or something like that. So it
Mm-hmm.
overlooks the city, all this treatment things and everything like that.
Wow.
She is leaving, and so she's like wants people to know about it. So that's
Great.
on the bulletin board right now. I want to let people know about it. Really cool space. So okay, that's on the bulletin board. What about what's going on with you?
I'm actually curious, does the bulletin board have a physical location that folks can look at? Or is it just
It's a digital bulletin board. So
in a
it's
digital space?
it's it's in the digital space, and the same space that office hours occupies. This bulletin board is in that same space, so it's sort of everywhere and nowhere.
Okay. So it's here
But
with us.
yeah, so it'll be here with us. It'll be in the show notes and things like that.
Okay, got it. Good.
Okay. What's the latest with you on this St.
Latest with
Patrick's
me.
Day?
Well, I keep getting email updates after you had Ryan Hoffer on
Yeah.
with his Substack, and I was sent a recent article from the woman with from Pocatech.
Oh,
She also has
Lisa.
a Lisa. Yes, she
It
has a
starts with the
Substack.
R. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Then we won't try. So anyway, read her most recent article, and so I'm just kind of, I don't know, feeling a little apprehensive about the way it's looking for the future of Chinese medicine education. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on my mind as well,
Yeah.
and I think I have a response to it. I'm developing it right now with the team, and hopefully you can be part of this team going forward. But the problem with Chinese medicine is money, right?
Hmm.
The most fundamental problem is all like medical schools always started with an endowment, like Stanford, imagine Johns Hopkins, MD Anderson,
Hmm.
Harvard. It all starts with an endowment. And then so then you don't put all the burden on the students, right? For
Hmm.
Chinese medicine schools aren't like that, right? They come in and they have to just keep as they increase the administration of the school and have the campus and everything like that, they just put all the debt onto the students, right? Ryan was
Hmm.
explaining this to us.
Yeah.
So the problem with Chinese medicine is money. Chinese medicine itself is beautiful
Yeah.
and so helpful for millennia. So Chinese medicine itself doesn't have the problem. It's how it's being delivered that is what has the real problem for Chinese medicine. So my idea is a new model for Chinese medicine education. Again, we can't like tinker with a current model. It's unsustainable and again, if you follow Lisa or Ryan's work,
Hmm.
it's basically going to be obliterated, right?
Hmm.
It sounds like a big word, but basically that's what's going to happen to it. Chinese medicine in its current configuration is going to be obliterated starting in July of this year, and then by 2028, that's kind of the cutout for debt. The debt loan caps, right? So you
Hmm.
have to prove that by going to Chinese medical school that you can that actually benefits you at least doesn't harm you financially.
Right.
Currently, it's better if you went to high school and just had a high school diploma. You make more money than if you go to Chinese medicine school
Oh
and get a
God.
master's degree or even doctorate. The worst financial mistake you can make. Again, Ryan Hoffer explained this to us before, but it's
Yeah.
just really hit home for me. I've been thinking about it ever since that interview, and so I kept thinking over and over again, somebody has to do something. Oh my God, Chinese medicine, somebody has to do something. It just kept coming over in my head over and over again. And
Hmm.
then eventually it hit me maybe myself and a team could do something, maybe we could respond to this. The key thing is money. So
Mm-hmm.
the key thing that we need to do is change how everything goes. Like I started to say, the endowment, right? We have to start with an endowment. Um, for Chinese medicine schools, they never start this way, but I think if in the future we need some money to be able to operate from, so you don't put it all on the students.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my idea is financially successful patients, people that have really benefited from Chinese medicine as patients,
Mm-hmm.
they might want to contribute to that. So I've done an N of one study so far. I
Okay.
approached one of my patients who's, moderately successful in finance and things like that, and asked if they would be consider contributing to an endowment for Chinese medicine school, a new model. I explained a little bit about the problems and my idea for a solution, and she immediately donated
Wow.
$25,000. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
and said would like to do more ongoing forward. So again, basically I just need 19 more people with that level.
Yeah.
And then this program will go, which again, just based on the N of one, hopefully that can go. So the endowment will come from patients that have been financially successful and want to continue Chinese medicine as we know it, right? Again,
Mm-hmm.
all other medical schools have always done this with an endowment, so we need that. And then also, this is a little bit call out to all those successful Chinese medicine practitioners that don't
Mm-hmm.
want this pipeline of Chinese medicine to be cut off for other people, then
Mm-hmm.
also they can contribute to that. So again, then we have this endowment and then we can start with the school. So again, we start on really solid footing because we start with this endowment. My idea of the endowment should be about 500 grand.
Okay.
Again, so it's substantial enough to sustain anything. If anything happens, the school doesn't just close or something like that. There's a substantial endowment.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, the school itself, we got to cut it problems. Looking at it from first principles, right? The expensive things for school is administration and the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So traditionally these are fixed and we just can't do anything about it. But actually, since it's 2026, administration can be almost completely replaced with software. I'm working with a developer right now. He was a software engineer for Uber, and he's going to help me make an administration that's almost completely replaced with software. Again, that's inexpensive, efficient,
Wow.
quick. Usually for accreditation, you have to have like a team that takes months to put together accreditation, the report and everything so that they know what's going on. This
Mm-hmm.
takes a few moments with AI.
Really?
So, 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 so again, it's just a immediate financial savings by the administration being AI and software.
Okay.
And it's really doable because 2026, how everything's going, that's not like hopeful. I mean, this is we're building this right now,
Mm-hmm.
so that's really good for that part of it. Um, can you see that in your mind, right? How
I
again
can.
you take all those salaries that you usually pay that don't really add to the educational component for the Chinese medical students, right? The admin, if it's replaced with AI, it doesn't harm their education at all. It only helps it, and then again, back of the envelope calculation, a huge savings, right? By doing that with software instead of administration
I have a
people.
question about that though.
Yeah.
Who's double checking it to make sure it's doing its job right? Like whose job would
Again,
that be?
I'm putting together a board
Uh-huh.
for this, and then we have human people. Again, we have our tech expert. His name's Anton, right? Just so we can put a name to it. He's amazing. And
Okay.
then also my office manager, who's usually working on my clinical work, she's also going to be looking at this. So there's going to be humans in the loop,
Okay.
but AI is going to be doing all the grunt work, all this stuff that again it used to take months to compile. That'll be done by AI and then double checked by humans, really competent humans. So yeah, that's an important part for me too. Like, yeah, we can't make AI slop. We have to make AI something significant. And again, so humans in the loop will be really helpful for that. And AI, it looks like will just get more and more competent
Mm-hmm.
as the hours go by. So that'll be less and less human involvement. But again, there'll always be some type of human involvement.
Okay. To be the devil's advocate, what would you say to people who are appalled at the thought of replacing human beings with AI for this purpose?
It's grunt work.
Okay.
So all those people that would be those like cubicle jobs in the school, everyone was so depressed that worked those cubicle jobs at my Chinese medical school. I don't know about yours. It was such a depressing job. All those people could potentially be clinicians instead, which is such more
Okay.
rewarding work.
Yeah.
Again, we just take the grunt work out, and then and then we can do, ha much more fulfilling work rather than just doing, like those reports and things like that. I heard legends of how difficult that was to compile those reports that were needed
Mm-hmm.
for credit. Again, they need it because you have to tell them what you're doing to maintain your accreditation, but it's so much better rather than wasting human time.
Mm-hmm.
You could just have software do it.
Okay. I can see that as acceptable.
Okay,
The
yeah,
devil's
again,
advocate is quieted for the moment.
okay, again, you and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
I also was a real AI I was actually afraid of AI and then skeptical, and now I feel like I'm a I'm a careful user of
Hmm.
artificial intelligence, right? Being
Yeah.
really careful for what it can do and what it can't do. But again, if it can take away human drudgery, I'm all for it. And it
Yeah.
looks like in this case, so far, it looks like it's going well. Again, we are building this, so we're not just going to theorize about this. As you and I speak, we're building this right now. So
Okay, so then how would you imagine the clinical coursework going, both classroom theory-based learning and then the hands-on
yeah.
training?
That's the next really expensive part of Chinese medical school. So the
Hmm.
administration was a huge chunk, and then also having a fixed campus that's sometimes empty, right? Like at night, weekends. Basically you're not using it all the time.
Hmm.
So my idea is to make pop-up things, pop-up clinics just as needed, and then pop-up classroom as needed. Otherwise, things are on Zoom.
So when you say like a pop-up that we would organize and find space kind of ad hoc.
Yes, I've already got the idea starting, right? Again,
Okay.
we'll start with a really small cohort just to stress test this, and
Hmm.
then I mean it potentially unlimited what we could do. Again, I think it's probably better if we can prove this model that people can take this and duplicate it throughout the country as the traditional models fall apart, then people could take what for sure we'll make mistakes, right? So again, all the learnings we can do, we could just pass on in the future for people, but we have to move pretty quick for this.
Hmm.
I feel a little bit like I was asleep for this crisis, and then when I woke up to it, I feel I understand the house is burning, right?
Yeah.
So I feel I'm quite a bit late to this, but now I'm fully engaged and fully active in trying to solve this problem.
Yeah. And it seems that opportunities are presenting themselves pretty incredibly to you.
The last thing I want to do is start a Chinese medical school, but I
Well,
love this profession so much.
yeah.
And part of my time building up to this is I asked a whole bunch of people to try and talk me out of it.
Yeah.
No one was able to yet. I have one more person that's going to try this afternoon to try and talk me out of this. But again, I this is the last thing I want to do. I thought maybe somebody else will solve this, but I think I may be in a uniquely well-suited place to solve this, even though I don't want to. And I love the profession, so I'm going to try my best.
Mm,
So
yeah.
to start out with, yeah, let me give you concrete things.
Hmm.
The clinic I'm in right now
Hmm.
has three treatment rooms, and we could possibly make a fourth one. So again, that would be a great way to start. Again, the first cohort will be we'll test it. We're going to keep it to 10. So that's
Okay.
easy to do with a four treatment room. I use just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, especially for the first cohort, they'll just be observing. So all the current patients I have that are used to interns coming, again, we'll just do that same model. So they can
Hmm.
come in and observe in the clinic for that first year, or just be observing. But then eventually we'll have to expand this out a little bit. The the clinic I have by me, it's just opening a new campus that's going to have tons more space compared to what they've had before. I know the director for there, and so we may be able to have people work there. Also,
Hmm.
there's an emergency room I know the emergency room director for. We may have people to be able to emergency room. There's a hospice by me. Anyway, there's just tons of options. There's a new retirement home that's run by Zen Quakers. It's amazing. And
Wow.
so again, there's tons of partnerships available here. Uh,
Hmm.
in addition, as we need classrooms, the area right next to me, I'm looking out the window at it right now, is this beautiful home from the 1890s, and that's available as a VRBO. So
Okay.
as needed for the didactic things like point location and things like that, where you have
Hmm.
to be in person, that can be available. And then again, there's no cost when it's not being used. So we'll reserve it beforehand because we'll know 9 months to a year before when we'll need that, reserve it, and then it just goes away when we're not using it. That's it's 575 a night. So again, we use it for 1 or 2 days and then it's gone. So again, this is substantial savings because nothing's ever sitting there. And there's
Mm-hmm.
no, you don't need insurance on it. You don't, there's so many things that are needed, right, for the brick and mortar school.
Sure.
So by abolishing that and just pop up as needed didactic classroom space or clinic space, again, we can just start right here. So that it's actually no fee for the school. I'm already have this space. It's already underutilized, kind of by design. I like to have a little bit of space, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to give the space away for a shot at really helping Chinese medicine education. So
Wow. And
so
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 for
that
now,
that
it would be on the West Coast.
well, yeah, this I have to start where I am, right?
Okay.
These things are all in place for me, and I know this area really well. But like I
Yeah.
said, especially if we can prove this model, or if people just want to discuss this model and maybe start something by them, I
Yeah.
feel like we're going to need a lot of people on this team. So I'm not going to. This is not going to. This is a wide open master plan, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is the master plan I have. Again, I'm going to pivot, or I've already done several times, right? As I get more and more information, as I learn more, but this is the overall idea, right? Get
Okay.
a big endowment, pop up as needed structures. This is a nonprofit
Mm-hmm.
entity, 501(c)(3). So anybody else who already has incurred these debts. So this will be helpful for future practitioners of Chinese medicine. They won't come out with amazing amounts of debt. And then anyone who's already come out and just dragging down with that debt, we have that 10-year loan forgiveness if you work for a nonprofit. And this organization will be a nonprofit. So this will help both paths. People that are coming into the profession and people that have gone into the profession in the last couple of years, especially just drowning in debt. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a big life preserver. I'm hoping to build it.
Wow. I mean, I can feel how excited you are about it.
A little bit too excited. I'm trying to
Yeah.
calm down a little bit about it because again, it's a lot of work and things like that. I'm
Yeah.
already pretty heavily scheduled, so I'm going to have to
Yeah.
jettison some other things if I do this. But anyways, it feels like the profession's top priority. And I want to, actually, I don't want to, but it feels like I'm compelled to be part of the solution.
You're being called.
At least take my best swing at the
Mm-hmm.
solution.
It's interesting timing wise too, because I just had a local nurse reach out to me as a nurse interested in acupuncture school. And I'm meeting with her on Friday, and I was thinking to myself, like, what am I gonna tell her? You
Okay.
know, like,
Y-
uh-oh, like school's in trouble.
Yeah, this one I can't in good conscience the last couple of years been able to recommend a single person go to Chinese medical school.
Yeah.
It's unconscionable to do that. So again, I really kept thinking this is someone else's problem. They're gonna have to solve this. But now
Hmm.
I feel like since we haven't and the house is on fire, I'm gonna try and put it out.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting news.
It's exciting news. Yeah, it's
We'll
exciting
be
news.
you'll be
That's a good way of saying
updating
that.
here as things progress, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is nice. In this, I'm working in a Journal of Chinese Medicine article about this right now. So this
Hmm.
will be more fleshed out and more clear really soon. But again, this is as it's emerging.
Hmm.
1 month ago, I would say there's no way I'm starting a Chinese medical school. And now it's 30 days later, and it just gets more and more compelling every day. So it
Hmm.
looks like I'm starting a Chinese medical school. Ideally, it'll be a model for future Chinese medicine schools going forward.
Do you know what you would like to call it?
It has the provisional name of the Chinese Medicine Benevolent Academy. This is again, I was thinking a lot about like school, college, or something like that. I'm not sure if it will be a master's degree. For me, that's not that important, right?
Hmm.
They just need to be able to be licensed and have the most basics of Chinese medicine and be able to start safely and pass their board exam. So it doesn't have to be a college. I think academy, especially this is from Plato, right? About just it's a place of learning, right?
Hmm.
Of learning a skill, and my vision for this. Then you'll be able to come out of this 3 years later. We're penciling him in right now for $19,000 a year for 3 years, and
That's
then you'll come out
substantially less.
substantially less because again, no campus and no administration. That's the huge. Again, there was no way to get rid of that until recently, right? I mean, you had to have those things, but there's
Hmm.
so much flexibility now with VRBOs and things like that and AI that you can now you can do this. I mean, when Chinese medicine absolutely needed it, there's some paths going forward. So we're really lucky about the timing on this.
Are you envisioning it to be a year-round for 3 years
Yes,
program?
it would have
Okay.
to be.
So it would be similar to current structure of the quote unquote accelerated programs.
Yes, and how I have it now, you'll be able to sit for NCCOM. They just changed their name. I forget the acronyms for that, but also for CALE, the California Acupuncture Board too. So you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to sit for one or both of those through this program. So again, you
Okay.
could come from around the country and stay. You wouldn't even have to be here because again, a lot of it would be online, but then certain times you'd have to be here in person, especially for clinical work and things like that. If you could make that flexible, you could go back and forth. Yeah, but so anyways, this is the idea for right now.
Well, that is exciting. A lot in 1 month's time to sounds like you went from nope, not doing that to having a fully formed, structured, partially funded, connected plan.
Yeah, every idea and every problem that came up in my mind immediately came up with a really viable solution. So it was a little bit annoying because again, this is the last thing I want to do, actually.
And so, I don't know, my experience in life has been one of those things. When things happen with that level of ease and clarity, it's sort of to me, it's always meant that I was on the right track. Even if it's not really what I wanted to do or what I envisioned myself doing, the path laid itself out, you
Yes.
know?
We'll see. Our show will be documenting the process as I go through this, right? And me and my
Yeah.
team, as we go through this, right, we should be able to document a little bit of hopefully hit some milestones on this show.
Yeah, riding the wave authentically as things
Yeah.
come up. Well, that sounds really great.
All
I
right.
want-
So let's leave the show here for today, and
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to work building this thing. Okay.
Sounds good to me. We'll talk to you next time.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.